What's up, everyone? Welcome to another live session. Today is November 10th, 2020, and we're back at it again. So, we got most of the election out of the way. The media has declared a winner, and some people are still unsure if this is the confirmed winner. And actually, I don't think Trump leaves the office until January 21st. So, for the time being, Trump is still in power, although limited. And so that's just a quick update on that. But the markets have kind of calmed down from yesterday. Yesterday, the main mover was the Pfizer vaccine news. And we spoke about what could happen, right? We said that the only instance where we'd even go along for the dollar is if we push all the way up to here above 93.13. Otherwise, from here to here, at any point, we can retrace lower, right? So that's why I told everyone to just hold on to your horses, sit on your hands, and see how we react to this news for the rest of the day. And so this is how it looked yesterday morning. Very huge bullish candle, a lot of momentum. And actually, it was this candle right here at 11 a.m. That was nice and full. And it looked like price was going to make a really good run to 93.13, right? And YouTube is just coming up, so I'll quickly let YouTube catch up. Kind of annoying, but basically that was what we discussed, right? That if price can come above 93.13, then we can start talking about going along for the dollar. Otherwise, it's very risky to do so, especially since we were in such a drastic sell-off that this could have just been a pullback before we go lower. Now, if you look at what happened since then, nothing much, right? We've calmed down. No real moves have been made. We've kind of created a consolidation box on the 4-hour time frame. But personally, I'm favoring a weaker dollar, right? I always said this, that if the Biden presidency is what we get instead of the Trump presidency, we will have a short-term bearish dollar. Now, the Pfizer news yesterday, the hopes of a vaccine kind of interrupted that move, but I do think we will continue our way back down lower, right? Maybe back to the lows we made earlier in the week to 92.15, right? 92.15, but definitely lower. So at the current moment, my bias for the dollar is bearish, but you can also see at the same spot we have created some support, and there is a chance that we can push up. But again, we would only take this move seriously as if it clears 93.13. So ideally, we want something like this to happen, and then we know that we can go long and target these highs again, right? Otherwise, you're kind of playing with fire. And this right here correlates to how the majors have acted. They had a very sharp move yesterday morning. Since then, they've kind of calmed down. And that's just based on, I guess, the news kind of being absorbed by everyone. You know, in the morning when it came out, it was very impressive news. But I guess people started to learn that, you know, we're still months away from having that vaccine, then distribution. So I think it's calmed down since then, and we're just relaxing right at this 92.70 level, which was a previous low, right? A previous swing low before we did launch up. So right now, I'd say I'm 50-50, but I am favoring maybe 55-45. I am favoring a push down more than anything, but I'm open to going long for the dollar as long as we clear 93.13. In terms of fundamentals, pretty clear day until later. This is for the NZD. Nothing too crazy, just the rate statement, which I think will remain at 0.25%. So we have a pretty much a clear day to trade, nothing too much to worry about. Tomorrow's going to be interesting because we have bank holidays, right? So we have a European bank holiday, an American bank holiday, and a Canadian bank holiday. And so the markets will be dead tomorrow because you have three major markets off the board. So yeah, if you're looking to trade, and usually Wednesdays when we get that midweek volatility, but I think tomorrow's gonna be one of those days where it's gonna be slow because you know, we do have some yen and Aussie news, but it's all low impact, nothing too crazy. So tomorrow's a bank holiday in Europe. Canada, and US. So make sure you keep that in mind because it may be very slow. So we may, tomorrow the dollar index may very well still be here. So we may have to kind of revert to some other pairs to trade, but that is that. And then Thursday, we have Powell speaking, as well as Bailey and ECB Lagarde. But Powell, I want to know what Powell's comments are now that he knows that Biden has won, and whether his monetary policy and what Biden and the Democrats want to do aligns. Because when Trump was in power, Powell and Trump never got along, especially when it came to monetary policy. Powell always wanted to hike interest rates. Trump always wanted low interest rates. So we'll see. This will be very important to kind of get an understanding of what the next 4 years might look like, or at least the next year or two, as we kind of move past this pandemic. And then Friday, it's not too bad. We have PPI and USD consumer sentiment, which is expected to be a tad bit better. So tomorrow's gonna be a dead day. Thursday's gonna be important for FOMC, and then Friday, some medium impact events shouldn't be too much. So we could very well consolidate here until Thursday afternoon. Okay, so right now it's Tuesday morning. We could very well consolidate until Thursday afternoon. So keep that in mind based on everything that's happened. And I'm reading some, reports from independent news websites about the Trump administration having some considerable proof that, it might not be voter fraud, but definitely some glitches and some ballots were a bit questionable. So at any moment's time, we could have, a news release where the Supreme Court or the Department of Justice take some, importance and validity into the Trump's claims, and then who knows if the election can go for a recount, or the case may be. But so just take that notice. So from starting today to Thursday afternoon, we may have consolidation on the markets. You heard it here first. Okay, just letting you know. So now that we have the dollar index out of the way, we'll move into some of the majors we talked about. Just based on everything I said, I don't think the majors will have anything ready to go just yet. So, I may just go to some of the minors, maybe some, pound Aussies, Aussie yens, etc. So let's get to that.